people Welcome to the Fling Show. I hope everybody's having a great Monday and had a fantastic Easter weekend and were able to spend it with their families. And just had a great time. So we're so excited to be back here with you guys tonight. We're going to be talking all things Lone Star Classics. So I'm just going to jump right in and bring David or Hemi. I've never called him David. Bring Hemi and Chris on the show. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing awesome.
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for coming tonight, Chrissy. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for coming early because we got some basketball to get to. I had to. I had to watch.
And I can understand why you call him David. He's kind of father-like anyway, being that old, gray hair. So David's formal kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, David, that Lone Star Classic was incredible this weekend. Or we might have somebody from around that area that might know a little bit more about that tournament than we do. What's going on?
Well, that's right. Well, just running down, the list. Let me just set it up a little bit. Now, when you look at B tiers, they kind of look like championships as far as like the talent. Like on the men's side, you got all these monsters and people that average well above 1,000 don't even cash or don't even make the cut. It's just, I'm not sure what the cut line was, but man, it's crazy what disc golf has become. And it's really exciting to watch. But we have a guest tonight who is from our local area, and you and I actually, we met her. I don't know how long she had been in the community. It was out there when we went to Bandit, and we met Rachel out there, and she was very new in the sport. And that's Chick Chasing Chains. We're all, roaming around, and we got to kind of mingle with those ladies and see what was going on, and something really exciting was happening. And meanwhile, Rachel's out there practicing and getting really good at what she does, and goes out and wins a B tier in Austin. And so luckily she said yes, and she's going to come on the show and tell us about what happened. I'm looking forward to hearing what Rachel's got to say. We also have Lisa Fakis coming. Big win, huge win of the year in my books, as far as the money goes. I mean, for a B tier, winning $3,500 on a B tier is just spectacular, man. Congratulations to her, Gorilla teammate, and Innova champion, and just just really on the way up, and beat some really, really good players. So we're looking forward to hearing from Lisa. Hopefully Rachel will pop in here in a second. I'd really like to talk to her. There she is. Hey,
there she is.
What's happening?
Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks, and congratulations once again on a really big win. Looking at the numbers, you played well above your rating. You played hot, and I'm really excited for you when I saw your name on top, because I have a lot of admiration for you. I know you're an artist. I know you're a musician, and then also you and I share this kind of Scottish thing, which is, I just found out this year. I had this great aunt call me up late one night and tell me about my heritage and how we came from the Clan Laymont, which and so anyway, I feel this kinship and with you, but more than that, it's cool that somebody from this area took it down and against some really stiff competition. And congratulations. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm to be honest. I think the whole weekend is my first 3-day tournament, and it was kind of mentally demanding, just keeping cool for each day, because I've never had the box, on day 2 or day 3. So, and obviously, like, playing against Haley Castrita was so much fun, but also I knew it was going to be challenging. So that was a big part of it as well.
Well, so it was a 1-stroke victory. I think. Isn't
It
that
was.
so was
Yeah.
there a lot of back and forth, or did you have the box like you said the most of the time, or how did that
So
play out?
it was a battle throughout. It really was, especially the final round. It was, she would get a birdie and I would take a bogey, and then she would take a bogey and I would take a birdie, and it was just all the way up to the last hole. We were absolutely at the biting side of it. So it was a lot of fun. It's always good fun when you really have to work for it as well. And
Yeah.
she made me work for it.
Well, isn't that crazy when that happens, when you take a bogey and she takes a birdie, what happens
Mhm.
inside of you?
Yeah.
You're like, what am I doing here? I'm terrible at this, or whatever. And then you get the birdie, and then you're like, yeah, I'm on top of the world. It's like an ego roller coaster,
It was like, I think the whole point of the whole weekend was to kind of compartmentalize your brain to like not thinking about how that last hole went and just focusing on the next one in front of you and trying to stay cool, which was
you said something, and you probably know which hole I'm talking about. You said something about taking a par on a hole that you didn't think you could take a par on.
Mhm.
And then you found yourself in the same situation again, and you did it again. I think that's what you said.
Yes,
Something
yeah.
similar to that. But what I found was when I'm really competing well, that happens to me with putts. It's like I didn't really have confidence, but it went in, and it's like it kind of surprises you. And that's the fun part of disc golf for me. Those surprises.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that hole that you're talking about was at the Met Centre, and I'd only ever played that once, and it's a long course, and it's like throwing hard but accurately, which we don't like. Long courses and going to Evergreen, they're pretty forgiving for at least the amateurs. You just throw it into the wide open space. There's no trees in the way. Whereas at Met Centre, you have to do both. And it was that hole number, is it 6 or 7? I don't remember exactly which hole it is, but it's a 600-foot hole with a basket up on that rounded bit. And Haley and I both just threw like 2 massive drives right there, and got to get up onto that bank without it rolling down. My mouth, I was like, do I risk it? Do I not risk it? It was very strategic playing, but yeah, that's probably the one hole I took a risk on and tried for like a 25-foot putt in the wind and got it in because I knew it didn't go in. It was going to roll all the way back down.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah, that was
going to be my other question, is how was the, when I was in Weatherford, but I was watching scores come across, but I was also watching the weather, and it seemed like y'all had a little bit of weather. Was there any mud to deal with?
Yeah, so everything was delayed for about 2 hours on the Saturday due to thunderstorms, and it was torrential rain. Thankfully, by the time we teed off, it was drier, but it was still really muddy and very slippy. So the rain tees were in use as well. So I'd never seen those before. So that was like a whole new perspective on the course. So it was kind of, the holes looked a little different.
Rain tees.
Yeah.
Haven't played the rain tees there. What I do know from, when I used to live in Austin was when it rained, the mud just sticks, and
yes,
you're maintaining your shoes the whole round. You got a stick or something, and you're just getting mud off your feet. So is that how it was pretty much?
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
Wow.
On bonged up shoes.
Well, that makes it even more impressive than your numbers, your rating numbers, in playing in those conditions.
I think I have a slight advantage though, in that I don't have a run up yet. So I do just stand and throw.
That's right.
That kind of gives me a wee bit of an advantage there.
I remember from Spring Valley, we walked and video or took some pictures of you that time. But yeah, I remember that. So you're still stand and deliver. Huh?
Yep.
So watch out when Rachel gets a run up. So do you have any plans on working that into your game?
I may have started that already. I'm focusing very much on my form at the moment. I'm still able to throw a good distance with us, like just stand still, and I don't really want to mess it all up with a run up. But I do feel like I just stand there and throw it. It doesn't look very glamorous or exciting or anything. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, like you said, though, it really plays in your favor when it gets muddy and nasty like that.
Yeah,
it really
exactly.
does.
Yeah. So.
Well, I have a quick little question in there as well as one when Hemi had brought up when we met you at Bandit. He kind of just alluded that we also had the opportunity that you obliged us and played in our match play event, which was really the first time I got to watch you play, other than a little bit at Bandit because we were running from side to side trying to catch everybody. So being able to watch you play a full couple of rounds was quite impressive. But it's been somewhat of a unique experience for us is that lately some of the people with a lot of success also have been have played in our match play and have done very well. So I would like first off to go ahead and thank us for making you better. And how did that play into your game?
Yeah, thank you.
So, every shot, every round, every hole being watched and being filmed. Did that help you at all? I like to take a little credit, but I'm just asking.
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, especially at the Met Center, like it's coming round to where HQ was, and like you knew that the pros were there, like standing watching. And I mean, at the end of my round at Swordstone, I came back to the Met Center and like Paige Pierce is standing right there, and you're just like little fangirl. I couldn't even bring myself to ask her for a photograph because I was, too blown away. But yeah, definitely like having been filmed by you guys on the match play made a big difference to kind of my focus. And at Swordstone, I mean, Swordstone for me was a really difficult course because of the elevation. We don't have that here in Houston. And having like Haley's dad was like there with the camera, and like, there were like quite a few cards around, and it was just like trying to keep that focus. So definitely you guys filming us at Bandit all those times and like, the match play.
So good job, Chris.
So yeah.
Hey, that was you too, Hemi. I'm just saying, and I only mean that in jest, but it's so wonderful. What I really was trying to say is it's so wonderful to see people getting so much success in this disc golf, especially after seeing where they started and where they're getting to. And that is, I think, just incredible. And it's wonderful to see what you did this weekend, because I was down in Austin and I left where I was from at 10 o'clock going down Mopac and could not see probably just a few feet in front of me. So I know exactly what kind of rain you were going through. And I was trying to get out to the hill country. And I think, like you said, it rained a good 2 hours with some really bad rain. So I can only imagine what that course must have been like. But like you said, being a stand and deliver definitely helps you in that case. Because Meredith, one of our other cohorts in our fling show, is a very good stand and deliver thrower as well. So well done. Very well done.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Well, so let's see. I guess if you have any sponsors, or if there's somebody you'd like to thank for your fabulous win in FA2.
Yeah, well, obviously, like here in Houston, the Chicks Chasing Chains has been kind of where I've become more confident, and I've only been playing for just over a year, and they've just been so supportive, and running our little leagues that we do, and it's really built confidence. And when Meredith like ran the clinic as well that Chrissy was at, Chrissy knew how I need to do it beforehand, and that I can't tell you how many times I had to do that this weekend when I've had no forehand. So yeah, running these clinics is really important for like people like me who's just starting to learn how to do everything. So yeah, I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah, I need to hit up those ladies too and learn a forehand, right, Chris?
Oh, I'll play with Chrissy this weekend, and she has quite the forehand. Trust you me.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it on video. Well, thanks, Rachel. And once again, congrats. And
thank you.
Congrats on that beautiful artwork in the background.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was awesome. Like I said, it's just amazing the success you get to see, especially with the local girls doing so well. Traveling to Austin too, not knowing that course very well, only playing it just one time beforehand.
Elevation is not a joke. I mean, I moved to Kansas City, and it took me months to figure out those elevated courses and to go in there. One thing I meant to ask her, I wonder if that was her weakest round. I'll have to go back and look at her numbers on which course, but as far as
I think her division played Swordstone the first and the third round. Okay. So she had to play that course twice.
Wow. So she basically took it down on a course she had never played.
And I can attest to those two courses out there. they are hard, and they're hard in different ways. Because the Met Center is long with ridiculous amounts of OB, and Swordstone is, it's not like short per se, but it's rocky and it's elevated and it's technical. So very unique courses in their own sense. And so that's tough to come up to those two courses and play basically blind. So that's amazing. Rachel did so good.
Where is Swordstone?
Swordstone is in Spicewood.
Okay.
I always want to say Dripping Springs, but it's not in Dripping Springs. It's in Spicewood, definitely west. It's about 45 minutes from the Met Center. So they actually had quite a trek between going to the two courses for sure.
Especially with that rain. And I was driving through Spicewood at that time. That's where I was heading, was to Spicewood to pick up a friend of mine who lives there. So yeah, that rain was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. And the elevation makes Swordstone difficult with the rain because it gets slippery and those rocks it's very treacherous. And then the Met Center, it just gets like a mud pit. That course is miserable when it rains.
Right.
So two very different but equally tough challenges. I was laughing. There was somebody who posted a live video at the headquarters of Swordstone on Saturday morning when the pro ladies were over there playing, and they were playing imaginary jump rope, trying to stay warm and stay pumped up during that 2-hour rain delay. That's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, Hemi, you were mentioning something about the purse that they took in for the ladies, and they added extra cash. What were you thinking about that?
Well, I mean, that's a thing that I really want to know. I want to find out. I kept posting it here and there just to kind of get some feelers out as to how that comes about. It was some development company, I guess, that was part of the Met Center, and like real estate development company, I guess, that put the money up. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let us know. It's one of the reasons why we wanted to have Ken, and sorry we didn't have Ken on tonight. He had some things that he had to address dealing with the tournament, so he wasn't able to come. But those are things that Ken could have answered for us. But somehow they managed to get $30,000 out of cash, and they designated 10 of it just for the women pros, which I think is amazing. And one thing that a question I had for Ken is, first of all, is this the best paying B tier of the year? And show me a better one, because I clicked around and I couldn't find more than $500 payout for an open women's open field, anywhere.
Yeah.
And she made $3,500. She made $3,000 over what most B tiers are paying.
Yeah.
And the other thing too that I find interesting is it's not like playing for your friend's money. It's a situation to where, because that's what we do in disc golf for the most part. We're gambling against each other's money, and how big the field is determines how much you're going to make. But that's not the case here. There was a set amount of money for this tournament for those players, and that's the added cash. And that's what was the most impressive thing. So I'm excited to hear. Let's see if we can get Lisa in here and let's hear from her. Have we heard from her? Is she around?
Not yet that I know of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I do have a little bit of not history on the Lone Star Classic. I don't know all of the ins and outs of Zydeco development and Tito's and how Ken and Wendy managed to pull off the kind of numbers. I do know that Lone Star filed to be, this is the third year of the Lone Star Classic that I can remember. And I know last year or this year, it was going to be filed as an A tier. Obviously there was more than enough added cash to qualify as an A tier. but the PDGA has some standards set in place that a tournament has to run as a B tier for either 2 or 3 years before they can bump up to that A tier status. So I fully expect the Lone Star Classic in the next year or two to become a full-fledged A tier and to become a serious part of the Texas swing that that the pros just finished. You know, they played Waco, Belton, Texas States, and this one was right after those. And you know, I fully expect a larger number of those big name pros. Obviously, we had, you know, Paige Pierce, Sarah Hokum, Rebecca Cox. There were some huge names on the female and the male side of it, but next year it's just going to keep getting bigger, which is just amazing.
Oh, you had huge amount of talent on the men's side, you know, pretty much, you know, the people that were on the pro tour with a few exceptions, you know.
Yeah, I know some of them have headed up to Arkansas. I think Jonesboro is the next one. So there were some who were going to go, you know, start getting prepared. But I mean, you know, huge shout out to the pros who stuck around and played in our little Austin, Texas B tier.
Yeah, thanks,
well,
guys and girls.
Here's the question I have for that, though. I'm looking at the requirements between A tier and the B tier. They did play 3 rounds, did they not?
Yes, they did.
Well, then, with all that added cash, it makes it an A tier. Maybe they didn't set it up as one. That's the confusing thing about it, is that you only have to be an A tiers. You have to add $3,000 added cash to the pros with 100% payout of it. And then on the B tier, $750 cash. So that's very strange. I'd like to know why he didn't go to the A tier route, because the difference is very minimal, especially because really it's just the whole minimum is 36 versus 54, but most B tiers run 3 anyway. So that's very odd. That's very odd, because you would think if he put $30,000, you would think he already had 3,000, especially if you're giving 30, if you're giving 10 to the ladies. So I'd like to know, maybe that's why he didn't come on this evening. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And one really quick clarification on the 10,000 that was added to the females, that was added to all female pro divisions. So in this tournament, there was FPO and there was FP40. So that $10,000 was split between those two divisions accordingly based on their numbers and stuff. Just wanted to throw that out there, because I know that's not very super common knowledge.
Yeah. And that in which Melinda Ring took that one down over Des, and Des was leading by 2. At one point I was watching that one and rooting for Jet. I don't know Melinda, but congrats on that. And then there's Danielle Vargas down there, I see, in the top 4. Yep. She's a longtime Austin player, and
yes, she is
at it for a long time. Christina Gold, some names that I recognize, but then Jay. What about Jay? Jay won his division. Chris
took down FP50.
Yeah, Yeti, and killed him. You know, 9-stroke victory. Congrats, Jay.
I can't remember who walked away with the FP40 win though.
The FP40.
It was a battle between Patrick Brown and
Feldberg. Yeah, Dave
Feldberg. That's right.
I saw his post. I read his post before I actually saw the numbers. Yeah, he won 7-stroke. He like he said, he finally had a good round, and that was his last round, which was like a 1063 round. That's
wow.
That's
have you guys had the opportunity to watch any of the post-production coverage that GK Pro put out yet?
Not yet.
Watch the Swordstone round. It's round. I mean, obviously, if you can, watch round 1 first, but round 2, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a fun one to watch for sure. Nate Perkins and Bradley Williams do the commentating on those, and they're really good.
Yeah, Bradley's great.
He's so knowledgeable, and he has some really good insight, and he explains his thought process really well. And so it was actually really nice to listen to him and Nate commentate on that video. It was great. And Matt Oram, he was just fun to watch. He's got a great persona. And so that post-production coverage was amazing.
Yeah, I'll check into that. I've had opportunities. I've played with Matt before a long time ago. He was a lot younger. But he's up there killing it now. Weren't we all?
Yes.
I
Okay,
mean,
well,
he still looks like a baby to me, but
I got two questions to ask you, two pros. Give us a little update. You, David, first, on what you got planned coming up this weekend, and what's going on and what's not going on. Fill the people in, and then, of course, I want Chrissy to step in after that.
Well, unfortunately for me, I'm dealing with this groin injury, and I'm probably gonna have to pull out of the spring wide open. Unfortunately, 3 courses that I'm very familiar with, and that I can course that I can do well on. I'm thinking it's probably best that I take a rest. So that's where I'm at. And as far as Chrissy watching coverage, I have not had a TV on for 2 weeks. The only thing I've kind of watched is scrolled a little bit of basketball. We watched basketball on a big screen, so I've been kind of taking a break from media and stuff, except for just kind of getting my thing focused in arts and stuff like that. But anyway, how about you, Chrissy? What you got going on?
Well, I first want to apologize for not playing in the Lone Star Classic this weekend. I was signed up. I was registered all the way up until like Monday or Tuesday, maybe a few days before that. And I just, I've been playing all these big tournaments, and I've still been working my 40-hour work week in between. So I just was at a point where I was like, man, I just can't. I'm so tired. And, and you guys could tell on the show last week, it's no secret that I've been struggling a little bit. So I took the weekend off, and I had a really good time. Actually, Chris McClung was up in our area. Yes. And we met him out at Zilker Park on Friday. And if you guys follow my Facebook, Neil and I went to the Zilker Botanical Gardens right before we met Chris, and had some fun. We did some Austin touristy type things. And then we played that amazing round with Chris. It was so much fun. And at the very end, we ran into Christiane and Joe Hamlin. They were picking up their bird Pele from the vet, and it was awesome. That was so cool. And so, this weekend I will be headed down you guys' way for the spring wide open. I can't wait. I'm so excited to get back out there. I have played Spring Valley and I've played Windwood. I've never played Northside Christian before, so I'll be going into that one blind.
You'll eat that one up.
Yeah, with your forehand.
You'll like the lefty friendly.
You got 300-foot forehand. You'll like.
I was gonna say
the lefty too. I forgot.
I was gonna say, if you're up for walking around, if you don't end up playing, I could always use a support person on that course.
Hey, I'm down. I'll be there for sure.
Yeah, because he could tell you exactly where to go, where not to go, especially on 1 and 18. Those are really the only 2 holes. I think that you just have to kind of know the wind and know where your landing spots. So especially being a lefty on 18, Hemi's got that one down pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah. I could use some good insight. And then, after that, the next thing I can think of is Women's Global. Our event here in Smithville, we're up to, I think, 54 women registered. And I think the Houston one is sold out. And that's 72 spots. So you're looking at 120, women between 130 women between Houston and Austin and San Antonio playing disc golf on May 8th. So that's going to be
incredible.
Isn't that? And Hemi was just talking about the other day, seeing when we saw 21 or 22 people show up for the CCC League. And now to hear that 72 and 54.
Yeah,
man, that's awesome. It just makes me happy inside, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I know, Meredith is heavily involved on her side in Houston, and me and Stephanie and Renee of Mint Discs were heavily involved in the one in Austin. And I think that when women's tournaments are ran by women, it's a recipe for success. And we know what we want and we know what we like to see at a tournament. So it's fun to kind of be in control of that and make sure that we're providing the best possible experience for these women, because for so many of them, it's their first tournament, and which is also really exciting, but also kind of sets a I don't want to say unrealistic standard because all tournaments are wonderful, but there is something to be said for going and playing a tournament like Women's Global or Texas Women's, where, you know, everything is catered to the women, and then going and playing, you know, like a normal co-ed tournament or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay, this is more along the lines of what a normal tournament's like.
Get like just a false illusion, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But those are special. Those are
changing
special
a little bit. It's changing.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't know. We don't have your perspective, but I mean, it's nice to have events like that where you can create these, I don't know, they're kind of like milestones, kind of like you get to this point, and once you create something and you make it happen, then it's easier to visualize it happening on
Yes.
and forward, you know, moving forward on other events. So
Absolutely.
it's a stepping stone. So
It
Well, I
is.
know I
It
look
is.
forward to you being here at SV because I get to announce everybody off the box.
Yay!
So everybody who's teeing off at SV, I'll be announcing it the whole weekend. I look really forward to that, and I can't wait to see you come down and play. And it was a pleasure playing with you this weekend, especially you throwing all those brand new discs. And I definitely want you to. Unfortunately, you only have like 3 more left. I was going to say you could show people what you had as far as your inventory, but heck, you went through 50 of them like they were nothing. And I also like to thank you for mine as well. It was beautiful. Unexpected, but thank you so much.
Can I show it off?
Oh, please do.
let's see it.
See.
There you
There
go.
Oh, there you go. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Champion style
That's
plastic, right?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a mint disc Bobcat, which is one of their very overstable mid ranges. And this one's in the Eternal plastic, which is, like you said, kind of like the Champion plastic. And it's got some really nice glitter specs in it. I have 3 left. So
That's it.
that's it.
And what was that?
Are you
plastic that I
throwing
got?
those or
What
are
they
you
call the
selling them?
plastic that I got?
You got Apex plastic, which is closer to a star plastic. So it's not
Right.
that like translucent kind of plastic. It's more, yeah, it's just a bit more like solid,
And
I
beautiful.
guess.
Beautiful. Love you blue. Swirly. It's awesome. I'll show it to you, Hemi, this weekend. It's awesome.
And Chris is going to deface it by putting a longhorn across
No,
it.
not this one.
No?
Not
Okay,
this
good.
one. Because it's got
Yeah.
her initials on it. There's
Yeah.
no way. I'll put one on the inside. That way, if somebody says, hey, what you doing with that? But I'm not going to put it on the outside of that one. It's too pretty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're not going to get to have Lisa on.
Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay.
too bad. But
That's
we'll
how it
catch her
works.
next time.
How the fling
She's
show
been
works.
on once. She's been on once before. But that's how it
It's okay.
works. We'll see her again. She'll win
will.
again for sure.
Oh yeah, she'll be back for sure.
She'll be back. But
All right.
I look forward to seeing you guys and you, Chrissy, and Chris doing your thing at Spring Valley. That's going to be fun. Chrissy, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And if you need anything, like I said before, we're here, and hospitable, whatever if you don't mind 3 dogs and 4 cats.
Hey, I already told you to come here, and I got 5 dogs. So, but we're close. But I think she's already got that taken care of.
Yeah.
Hey, I also want to reach out to our production guy this weekend. We always don't want to forget about Matt and ML Productions. Does a great job for us, but he's also playing this weekend. He's been playing very well lately. Got an ace last week or so. So
I think I saw Christopher Cox on the registration list too.
oh
Yeah, and Chris Cox with a win.
And Meredith. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm playing with Meredith tomorrow to get her ready. So we're going to be out of Spring Valley for league. So getting her ready for that. Yeah. So.
Well, it's gonna be a flinging weekend.
It should. Yes, it should. And you got your disc golf famous shirt. We see. Did you get that one?
I did. I was gonna wear it tonight, but I ran out of time. But it is amazing. It's the best shirt ever, and I will definitely be rocking it next week. That's for sure.
Right on. Yes, Timmy did a
Awesome.
great job.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that. That's so cool.
Well, appreciate it. All right.
Well, all right.
I guess that's it for tonight.
Mhm.
And thanks for everything you do, Chrissy.
Likewise,
And,
you guys.
look forward to seeing you this weekend. Good luck.
All
Thank
right.
you. Y'all have a good
You
night.
too.
You're right. Play disc golf.
Yeah.
Play disc golf.
Throw
Play
something
disc
up in
golf.
the air.